Warning, spoilies ahead.
I did commit to boobs, though, which sucks, is because you can't really see them. So, audience at home, just know I've got breasts.
He's got some rockin' boobs.
This is Two Guys, One Film. 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 I'm Dylan. And I'm Dane.
Welcome to Two Guys, One Film. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane. And it is once again season finale time.
Season 8 finale. It's been fun, folks. It's been a super good time. Hoot and a holler. A bunch of laughs and a halves.
And again, just another awesome pick of movies. Again, thank you, because we went ahead and did another viewer's choice, and again, you guys gave us some awesome movies.
Knocked it out of the park, needless to say.
Yes.
So
here we are, and season 8 finale, and if you can't tell by how we're dressed, the movie we watched was the 1998 movie Spice World. Director Bob Spears. Writing credits. Writers. I would say writers.
I guess multiples.
The Spice Girls, which is pretty cool. Kim Fuller and Jamie Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
No. Unfortunately, no. Quick synopsis. It's about, I guess, it's not is it sort of the rise to fame?
Yeah, because it seems like it's their first live show, so it's almost like...
Well, no, they're doing live shows, though.
But it's their first.
Well, it's like a first
live show.
I think it's supposed
televised.
To be televised,
Yeah.
and isn't it international? Everybody's gonna see it or something.
So it's their first big show. So it's like they're kind of middle to stardom before they blast it off.
So it's about them, and I mean, the intro is them doing a show.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're kind of getting dumped into their beginning, they're getting hot, you know.
They're getting that traction. They're getting that momentum.
Yep.
And it's before the bad tabloids and publicity.
Yeah.
You know, the slanders and stuff. So it's still on their
Yeah, they're still fresh. They're still kind of a new thing. And it's weird because it kind of just...
It just starts.
Yes.
So it's a movie with the Spice Girls, so there's going to be a lot of Spice Girls songs, a lot of Spice Girls singing, and that's just fine because it's a Spice Girls movie. I wouldn't want anything different. I would want Spice Girls songs in a Spice Girls movie. So.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
But what's cool is it starts like a Bond movie with them introducing, and it's psychedelic backgrounds, and then it just goes into them doing that show. And I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool transition. And they play their song, and there's so many good quotes in this movie, folks, and I wrote a lot of them down. I wrote them on paper. I had to, so forgive me for if you hear that. But the manager... I thought you loved us. And he goes, I love you like a wild wildebeest loves getting his legs gnawed at by a lioness.
There was a lot of that. I didn't take a lot of these. I got kind of sucked into this.
Yeah. I watched it twice because this is my third time watching it. Sorry, folks. I don't mean to brag or nothing. But the last night when I watched it, I was just enthralled. And then I was like, oh, I didn't take any notes. So I watched it again and took notes. But there's also this weird, I guess kind of subplot. Not really, but there's
it's
Alan
almost
Cummings.
It's weird because it's almost like there's three.
Yeah.
It's about them. It's about their manager and that one girl and those two guys writing the movie about them.
Yeah, and then there's Alan Cummings doing the documentary at the same time.
Oh, yeah, so it's 4 different things going on.
is so much, but it works
Yeah.
so well. So like he's making a documentary about the insides of the Spice Girls. That sounded gross.
Yeah.
About the life of the Spice Girls.
He's trying to get
And,
like the raw story of them
yeah.
just being normal people behind like a behind the scenes, behind the music, if you
Behind
will.
the curtain, if you will. What
Yeah.
makes the Spice Girls tick?
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're leaving that gig, and I like that he's like, any moment the Spice Girls will be coming down this hallway, and then they come down the hallway behind him. He's like, you said they're coming down this hallway. He's like, do you want me to cut the footage? He's like, yeah, that'd be a good idea. And they're most like incompetent fucking documentarians.
It's a documentary crew.
Documentary crew. All three of them.
They're
And
very
so
very slapstick, like
Yeah. Very
comedic.
British.
Yeah.
It's a very British movie. It's almost like it was filmed there and written by
I don't-
starring British people.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And so they're signing autographs, and they go into the Spice Girls bus, and it's totally like
I
a
love that.
TARDIS where it's like fucking huge on the inside, and they each have their own sections, like tailored specifically to like their characters of like who they are, and just like how huge it is, and how like that thing's able to take turns and corners, and they're not even moving at all. They're just
know.
like
I love
Sporty
that.
Spice has like a fire pole, and Baby Spice has a swing.
Yeah, a swing,
it's
like a
like
whole swing, and like
whole
they all
swing.
have like a big corner. It's it's cool.
And who's their driver?
the loaf himself.
The loaf of meat himself. Meatloaf is their driver.
Yeah.
So it's like the introduction of them and their goofy selves, and Posh Spice is like, I just never know what to wear. And it's like, yeah, that's true. Are you gonna wear the little Gucci dress or the little Gucci dress, or maybe the little Gucci dress?
I love that. Well, which one should I wear? Probably the little Gucci dress.
I like that. Good idea, Emma. But yeah, seriously, like they're like horse playing around because Jerry stole Mel B's boots. And
Yeah.
they're like wrestling around on that, and it is not throwing off the bus at all while they're driving. It's like you move too much in a car, and it's like, oh.
Yeah,
So
but I mean the
the
inside of, like
engineering-
they've got a huge bus. It's gyroscopically stable somehow.
Dude. And they got the office upstairs for the manager to do
Which
the,
is
the
some-
microphone
it's-
things.
Yeah, and at first I was like, wait, where is he? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, he's on the bus too.
And I even like how they're saying, like, why doesn't he just tell us normally? Like, and he does. He talks to them, like, over the balcony, but he still
Yeah,
does. Like,
and
now hear
there's a
this.
balcony.
Yeah. Now hear this. Don't put makeup cream in the refrigerator, as it can be mistaken for mayonnaise.
Oh yeah.
So they do a little press junket with Jonathan Ross, which there's a lot of big British people in this movie. And then they're like, oh, we're doing a show for all around the world. And millions of countries are going to be watching
Oh
us.
yeah.
Maybe even more.
Yeah.
And I like how they all start speaking different languages, and he, like, is not saying which one it was. Just
No,
like,
it's he keeps saying
Jerry's like speaking Spanish, like, oh, like to the French people out there.
yeah. Like,
And then Emma starts singing starts like talking in Japanese.
I was like, I think there's like Japanese, and then like there's like 3 different languages, and
Yeah.
he messes them all
He
up.
fucks all of them up, and it's so good. And then while they're on TV, we're introduced to Norm from Cheers and my man Mark McKinney from Kids in the Hall. He's a writer for a movie, and Norm is like I guess his producer or something.
Yeah, they work
It's-
together.
yeah.
Like he comes up with ideas, and then he just, I guess he
I
must.
think
be just
Norm is like the producer because he like finances it. You know?
Yeah.
But he sees the Spice Girls on TV. He's like, now these people, these girls are good. And they should be in a movie. And I like, and it's so meta at times because he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
but can they act? It's like they don't need to. Marilyn Monroe didn't need to act. Just make sure she was in focus. And then I like how he's like, oh, I got an idea for a movie. It's the Spice Girls. There's 5 of them, and they're singers. He's like, I love it. Let's pitch it tomorrow.
I like how that's the end of that scene too.
Yeah, too. It's like, great, we'll pitch it tomorrow. Roger Moore shows up. He is the I guess, guy in charge of them. I don't know if he's like their main
Yeah,
manager.
he's like the boss of their boss.
Clifford?
Yeah.
Something like that? Whatever his name
But
is.
he's always he's always just saying such random weird stuff.
It's like he's like
But then-
speaking in metaphors or something or a simile. I don't know what it's called.
But he always like knows what's his name's gonna say or ask before he even asks him.
Because like, even later he's like, oh, can they take the money? Or like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask him. I'm gonna demand him if they can take the
Yeah.
morning off. He's like, no, they can't. Before
He's
he
like-
even asks him.
Oh, okay.
The drummer without sticks has no backbeat. And then I like how he gets off the phone with him because he's like warning him like, pretty soon the backlash is gonna come. Don't worry about it. He's got like a rabbit. I don't know. He always like changes farm animals.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always
And,
petting like a different animal.
Yeah, and I like how the manager's like, "Oh, do you want me to like go after him, spill some blood?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Okay, just a thought, just a good idea." And when he hangs up, I like the manager's assistant. She's like, "What did he say?" He's like, "I have no idea, but he's right." It's like drummer.
They've already done that like conference thing.
So their childhood friend shows up.
Oh yeah,
on the bus,
she's pregnant.
and she's pregnant,
And
and they've been friends forever.
And then there's that part of the story too, where
Mm-hmm.
they're just such good friends with her, and there's always a lot of that. Well, you don't understand friendship sort of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like they're always like saying, "Well, that's what friendship like." It's not about that. It's about friendship and being
Yeah.
there for your friends, because
And he's like, "Well, I know there's I'm skipping, but we do this. We do this all the time." But he talks about the like, "Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, like, basically, he's tells them they're a commodity,
Yeah, like because it's like, oh, we got to go see her because her baby's late. He's like, babies are allowed to be late. You're not.
you're not.
You're on a schedule, as he says.
Yeah.
And then there's a hilarious cutaway because they're talking, and she's like, "Man, I can't wait to see you guys with kids." And so then
Oh my god, I loved that.
we get the
They do
cutaway
the-
of them, of all of them as like older women who have had kids. Like Jerry's got like the clothes hung up, and it's like, I don't know how she always makes her clothes such a mess, and they're all like Spice Girls shirts and everything. Emma's pregnant with her like sixth child.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
some crazy amount of kids. I don't know how you
Yeah.
can have so many kids.
Because they start out so cute, but then they grow up to be such bleeders. And then like Mel B's like mixing something, I don't know. And then I love how Victoria's like drunk and she's like rich looking lady, oh, that's why I send them off to boarding school. I only have to see them for 1 month a year. Whatever.
Doesn't like
And
one
then-
of them supposed like start listening to music upstairs all loud?
Yeah. And what's my favorite was Mel C is like chunky now and she just looks awful and she's like on the exercise bike.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, my son, he wants to be a singer." And I told him, "Why don't you get a real career and go to college?" Which is kind of funny, like knocking
know.
on them. And they're banging on the ceiling with the broom.
What's funny is like they imagine themselves still living together.
Yeah,
after
they're all
that. Like, of course we'd be like a group and all like
Yeah.
you guys just like live in a huge house with a bunch of kids.
Yeah, we're friends. That's what's so comedic about it. It's so like cartoony as well.
Yeah.
So, and then we get another musical number because they were
is this-
practicing.
Is this the one where they flown to there? Are they? No, they
No,
haven't
this
flown
one
to, like,
they're
Italy
just
yet.
like practicing. Wannabe. No, not wannabe. They're practicing.
Oh no, you're right.
Giving you everything.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't want to get in trouble for saying that out loud. But
I think that little that's
that's enough.
yeah.
I don't
that's
know. I'm
enough.
sorry,
don't
folks.
do any more.
Say you'll be there. All right.
Yeah.
And because they're like practicing for the show, and for some reason Jules Holland is like the composer or like the manager for music. Another big British guy does like music stuff. And documentary crew's there. And I like that when they're like trying to film them talking to their friend who's like pregnant. It's like, do you mind not filming? He's like, okay, cut. It's like, once again, worst documentary
Yeah.
crew. They're like always so far away, never getting good sound. And just like most of it's just Alan Cumming just like talking over everything if they're trying to
Or
film.
just,
Like they're
being
singing
in
and
the
he's
way.
like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the posh space. Which one's that? The posh looking one. And then we're introduced to the villain of the movie, which is the
Oh yeah, that's right. That like chubby dude. That's
what's his name? It's was it Kevin McMaxford, which is hilarious. It's like Mick Maxford, and he's like a head of like a tabloid magazine, and then the guy from Bruiser is like his assistant.
oh yeah.
Bruiser.
What's weird about are they like their whole like involvement in it was kind of like strange to me. I was just like, wait, see, like they were getting too popular, like so.
I think because they like it's a play on, I think it's like the Sun or the Times or whatever. It's like
Yeah,
it's like their version of like the tabloids over here. So I think he was like getting bored with like what they were doing. He's like, we got to get something saucy, you know. He's like, because like nobody cares if they, climb Mount Everest on a emu, or if they find the cure for deja vu,
yeah.
or if they find the cure for deja vu. Like this,
I love that.
a fucking joke. It made me laugh. And when he's coming up with the ideas and then like spit's coming out of him, he's like, he's like, Spice Girls cancel tour, Spice Girls break up, and he's like spitting
like-
out. And he comes over that like he's like doing that monologue, and it's like suddenly thunder and lightning,
Yeah.
and it cuts to the other dude, and it's raining. And
Oh yeah,
in
it's like
the
he's
office.
getting all soaked.
It's a brilliant idea, sir. I just wish you wouldn't get so mad. It's like fucking raining inside.
And then they like he hires that like weird
Yeah, it's
paparazzi
like-
guy, the bald dude.
Yeah, who just like shows up and then he's
Yeah.
like gone. How do you know he's good? He's like, here's you picking your nose while you're driving. Here's you, early days doing this. Here's you eating your boogers, having another boogie lunch. It's like, he's good, and then turns and he's gone again.
Yeah.
There's a line, I had to write it down. They're in the tour bus again, and Jerry and Mel B are playing chess. She's like, check. It's like, how do you guys like your bishop or your king's got to only move this? Like, well, if I move it like this, she's like, oh, that's not the rules. Like, who says Mr. Chess? That's how
Yeah.
it's been played for thousands of years.
Mr. Chess.
Mr. Chess. She always has like the random facts. I fucking love it.
Like the Man Ray one.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they're all just like,
Shut up, Jerry.
yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, and even when they go to that party, is that like,
So yeah, after she says the manta ray thing, Victoria's talking to that lady from Ab Fab. And she's like, what do you think about manta rays? Like, manta ray, oh yes, I love them. My shoes are manta ray. These sunglasses are manta ray.
oh my God.
So then this is when Mark pitches one of his movie ideas to their manager. And it's like the 5 girls living with their old grandmas dying. And it's all on the middle child, Mel C, who has to win a skiing competition if only she could overcome her fear of heights and the snow and get herself a pair of skis. Like the producer's like, it's a great idea. And then the manager's like, it's a horrible idea, but we're just
Horrible.
spitballing
Yeah.
here. We're making jazz. It's a gumbo, if you will. Oh, there was another good cutaway. This is when they were talking about like the everybody stereotyping him because like Emma's like, am I gonna be Baby Spice? Like even when I'm 30?
Oh yeah.
It's like you're playing into it, It's like you do this cute routine where you smile and you can get away with anything.
Yeah.
And it does that cut too. It's like that Agatha Christie thing, and it's like somebody was shot with a bunch of machine gun bullets. Like, was it this man, or her, or Emma? She's got like the machine gun and like a
like
fucking
the bullet
hatchet.
belts and stuff.
Yeah. She does the smile. It's like it was him. So then they go to a party, a press thing, And that's where the manta ray thing is. And their friend shows up, and they kind of have to like ditch her because they got to do an interview. Yeah. And then this is when Alan Cummings is like interviewing. He's like, "What about boys?" Like, no time. What are they?
Yeah.
I wish they could be delivered like a pizza. And it's like, Jerry, do you even like boys? She's like, is the Pope Catholic? And then like that's when that bald dude is like,
oh yeah,
the fruit, and he goes back down.
And then there's like the weird controversy of like of course the Pope's Catholic.
Yeah, I want to know where the Spice Girls have their evidence that the Pope's not Catholic. Of course he's Catholic, or else he wouldn't have gotten the job.
Yeah.
I want to see the evidence. Like, it's so fucking silly. Like, but what I love about it is like, through all the backlash and slander, like it doesn't affect any of them.
No, they don't even care. They don't even look at the like papers when they're brought up to them.
Yeah. It's just like their manager freaking out. They're like, I don't even worry about it. It's just like fucking silly.
Yeah. And so yeah, he freaks out, and it's basically whatever still to them.
Because even like his boss, Roger Moore, is like, the I forgot what he said. Some fucking metaphor about like the hounds coming against the hounds of like, scrutiny coming against us.
Yeah.
All these like fucking metaphors again.
Then petting some other animal.
Yeah. I know he has like a baby pig at one point. He's like feeding it with a bottle.
Is this when they hang out with those two girls that like won the contest?
No, they go to Milan and they do that music video.
Oh, with the dudes.
Yeah. And what I love is like their portrayal of the Italian dudes, like the directors. Like this like unibrow guy, and they're just like sitting there, and like once again he ends up slobbering and spitting later, so that's fucking hilarious. But yeah, they're singing, and a bunch of dudes come out in just like underwear and like, I think was it like caps or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, "This is silly. We're not doing this."
Yeah, we're done. And they're like, and he's like,
"No like, girls. The boys stay. No girls. You have to go. Your mother. That fight they're about to have."
And then they have to compromise.
And the compromise is hilarious.
I know.
So they're doing their song, and the guys come out in like purple suits. And I like the lady's like, "Oh, this is great. This looks great." He's like, "Yes, we came up with a compromise." And they turned around and like butt cheeks hanging out. She's like, "What's that?" He's like, "That's the compromise." I just really like how into it he is. Like he's always like dancing to their music, and like that. Like he's such a good manager. He's fun.
Yeah.
And he like overacts it in such a great way too. Like it's just a fucking stress case, and I love it.
Well, he's a stress case, but he's not mean to them.
Yeah, and he like loves them. They love him back, because even when he has to be mean to them, they're like, and they like trick him, that they're leaving.
Yeah,
and
then they come back.
Oh, yeah.
We got you.
Yeah. There's that line when the dudes are standing there naked, and he's having a fight, and it's like, ooh, they do like this. She's like, it looks like a rolled up sock down there, and I was like, ooh, ouch. And I like how Emma's like just listing all the things she has in her bed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, green giraffe that I won. He was the last one. I felt so bad.
Yeah,
and
so I felt
Woody
so
and
bad.
Buzz and the alien, and there's just no room for you.
Yeah.
Oh, so then they're driving in the bus. It's nighttime, and they all have to pee. And the toilets are broken, so they have to go on the side of the road. And like those flashlights they have are like so fucking long. Like how many D batteries are in that thing?
Back then it was 16 D batteries for flashlight.
It's like this fucking mag light that's like 3 feet long.
It was 98, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and those are the British ones. Luckily in America we only had to put in 4.
4 D batteries. They didn't get the new mag lights yet. So.
Yeah.
But man, they could fuck somebody up. If you need to swing a mag light at somebody, with those 8D batteries in it, think again.
Yeah.
You're gonna wake up in a coma.
You're done.
From a coma. You're done.
You'll wake up in
I'm in a coma. I don't know.
like and in you wake up in your own head. You're stuck in there.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, I think I'm in a coma. The last thing I remember is getting hit by a giant red mag light by one of the Spice Girls. Huh.
I must be in a coma now.
Must be in a coma. He's in a coma. Meatloaf gets to do a good line.
Oh, he does.
That's so good. Can't you like? It's like it's hard to get a plumber. It's hard enough to get a plumber at your house, but this is like a moving bus. It's in a different place. Like, can't you just fix it?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I would do for these girls.
I love these girls. I would do anything for them, but I won't do that. Oh man.
I'm glad he got to put that in there. I'm
Yeah,
glad I
it's
got to
really-
say it.
Yeah, and it's
Because
cool.
it's goofy, and I love it.
Yeah. Because he's not playing Meatloaf. That's what's
No.
funny. It's like there's other musicians playing themselves. Like Bob Geldof is Bob Geldof. Elton John's in there as Elton John.
Oh, yeah.
And like Meatloaf is just a bus driver.
Yeah. Just
I love it.
like, I don't know if he's American. Is he American or is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's American. He just, or, I don't know. Is Meatloaf Canadian? Didn't Meatloaf die?
He's dead?
Put a pin in it, folks. I think I am from a universe where Meatloaf.
Has died
Died.
already?
If I lose, I will talk in the best British accent for the rest of the episode.
If you lose what?
If he is alive, I will talk like Ginger Spice for the rest of the episode.
Okay, if you want
But if he's
to.
not, then I just won't.
I-
Died in 2022.
Oh my god, he is dead.
Rest in peace, Mr. Loaf.
Wow. Didn't hear it.
Thank God. I did not want to talk in a British accent the whole time because it would just go Australian and it's just not going to go well. And I don't want to pay disrespect to Ginger Spice or any of the Spice
Right.
Girls. So, dodged a bullet on that one, folks. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair a lot, folks. I got to fix it. And I'm gonna be honest, we just look too good. I can't stop staring at ourselves.
I know.
It's just,
I'm just like, wow. Just looking.
we look good.
Yeah.
Light it up in the comments about how good we look. Positive comments only, please.
Yeah. Because I don't
um,
think I could take anything other than, wow, you guys are so pretty.
I did when I put the lipstick onto the mirror. I did do the line from Silence of the Lambs. It felt good. It felt really good. Think about what line it is, folks, and if you don't know, Google it.
If you have to Google it, just
Just
go watch
don't-
Silence of the Lambs.
Go watch Silence of the Lambs.
Just don't Google
Very-
it. Just go watch
Very
Silence of the Lambs.
different tone from this movie. So if you want a palate cleanser after Silence of the Lambs, watch Spice World.
Yeah.
Definitely Spice World after Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
So the girls are out trying to pee in the woods, and this is why I love this movie. So fucking silly. A UFO lands.
Yeah. And some aliens come out, and
fucking heads.
they have tiny little heads, and they happen to be just like crazy Spice Girls fans.
Mm-hmm.
And they run up and they're asking for autographs. They're taking
Ooh, it's the
pictures.
blonde one. It's like, you said that last time, but it turned out to be a sheep.
Yeah. And I like how they go, "Oh, can we get to can we go to the show?" And they're like, "Oh, it's sold out, guys." I told you.
I also like how they can understand them,
Yeah.
and they're speaking an alien language.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite bits is Mel C's doing an autograph for one of the things, and he's like, "What's your son's name?" And it's like a weird fucking word. She's like,
Yeah.
is that 3 Ks or 4? And then Emma turns over, she's like, "It's 4."
It's 4. That's 4Ks.
It's like they know
Yeah.
how to spell this name. It's like they know what they're saying. They take pictures with them. Jerry like fucking kisses one.
Oh,
of
she
them.
kisses one of them. Yep.
I like the one that like goes to feel Mel B, and she's like,
Yeah.
"No." He's like, "I told you to shake hands." Oh. Because even the aliens had good fucking lines, man. Like, that's what
Yeah.
was great about this.
It was just goofy, and it was awesome, and it was a fantastic scene.
Mm-hmm.
Totally
and,
unexpected.
Unexpected, but yet works so well.
Yeah.
So then they have to go to their new dance instructor, which is like a military dude.
Like, ish.
And like has the weirdest dance moves, and all he does is mama. Like, I like how
yeah.
they're all trying to do what he's doing. He's like got his little cane.
It's a strange montagey scene too. Well, that one is just kind of strange. It's like what are you guys learning from him?
Yeah, it's like you guys know what you're doing. You're already established Spice Girls, but like you got to have a military montage of them doing their line song.
Oh, and then when they do like the military obstacle course.
And I love how Posh is
Just like runs past everything.
Tight dress, heels. Everybody else is in full like military gear, and she's just like in this like tight dress and just walks past the tube, and everybody else is like crawling through shit.
It's great because like the instructor is like yelling at her the whole time.
Victoria, crawl in that tube. And then they stay in that house they're at, creepy old house. And like this scene actually is like, oh shit, sorry, I almost messed up my makeup. Is actually like terrifying.
Oh, where that dude is like coming out of the toilet?
Yeah, and it's like the music's weird, and like every time he makes a noise, one of the girls like wakes up and it does that zoom. He like gets out all weird and like stamps his feet, and then like takes a picture of the toilet and then like of the dresser.
Yeah. And
then they do like it was such a creepy fucking scene, and just like the way he gets out of it and like wiggles out.
Like, that can't be legal, man.
Yeah, and it also just was, like, eerie in a Spice Girls movie. I was like, huh.
Well, yeah, like, there's nothing in the movie thus far that has that tone to it.
Yeah.
So it kind of, you're just like, woof.
Oh,
like,
okay.
And he's already kind of, like, creepy as it is because of his, like, weird bald head.
Yeah. He was black all the time.
But then they're all in the same bed.
I like that when they do that, like, searching through the house, it's all spooky, and it's got that, like, old, like, 60s horror movie music going on. It's very, like, Scooby-Doo-esque, and they're, like, bumping into each other.
Yeah.
And they all... Mel B describes a dream she had. He's like, I had this dream when I was on stage, and I go to open my mouth, and nothing comes out. But that's not the weirdest part, is, and then the other one's like, oh, you didn't have a head? She's like, oh my god, I had this same dream. And then Victoria's like, I had the same dream, but it was worse. I had a head, but there was no makeup on it. And Victoria's like, no.
It was that stuff that kept getting me.
No. And it's like, what do you think it means? And like, you know, Jerry being the smart factsman was like, I think it's about our subconscious of us just being worried that the show's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And the guy's under the bed recording it of like, oh, Spice Girls
are scared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that even like
news, you know?
Yeah, how does that work in the tablet? It doesn't even like, okay. But it's just supposed to be like, you know, sowing the seeds of I don't know, like not really doubt, but
of a rift in the Spice Girls.
In the spice continuum.
In the spice world. The spice phenomenon.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that earlier when they're at that party and their pregnant friends there. That guy comes up, he's like, so are you part of the spice phenomenon? She's like, no, I'm just a normal person. He's like, excuse me, and then just walks out. So this is when Mark pitches the Spice Force 5 movie. Where they're all spies, and there's like the Air Force One or something, and the pilot has a microchip on him that could, you know, cause the whole world to end, you know, back to the Dark Ages. And
Spice Force 5 was great. They do cutaways with this one. That's right.
Because you got the martial art expert, which was Emma, and then the demolition expert, which is Mel B, and she goes to blow up something and it blows up that building. Oh man.
Yeah.
And then Mel C was like snuck in from the ceiling just to like hit that little soccer ball.
Oh yeah.
My favorite was Jerry, and it's like she's the master of disguise, and she goes into the booth with the Wonder Woman song. And fucking Bob Hoskins comes out, fucking like huge actor Bob Hoskins in a fucking Spice Girls movie. Like that's the power of girl power, man. And then Victoria is just the good looking one, which I love how like everyone's always obsessed with her. Like Mark's like, and Victoria, she's the fox. Like everyone's always like, ooh, I'll be, like later on, the manager's like, well, I'll just get 4 friends, and then I'll go up there and dressed as Victoria.
Yeah.
And they make her so dumb, which I love. Like, Posh Spice is just so dumb, and I love it. So this is when the kids that won the contest, and this bit made me laugh so fucking hard. It's Alan Cumming, and he's like talking about the documentary thing, and he like asks that girl a question. She says one word, and he brings it up, and he's like, "I bet your friends are religious." Like, yeah, they are. Okay, great.
Yeah. Couldn't get
Is any of that usable? I don't know, man. Planes, cars, a bunch of people talking. We're probably not going to use it anyway. They treat us like kids.
And then so they're on the bus, and then why do they pull over? Just for the hell of it, because they see the boats.
Yeah, so like they want to have fun and be spontaneous.
Yeah.
And this is when Mel B was like, when I said go, go. The way she says it,
Yeah.
like the way she says words. I mean, it's funny because I'm American. I'm like, man, she got a funny accent.
She
The way she says
got
certain
that funny
words.
Guh.
When I say go, go, go. They left the PlayStation behind. They had a PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
and they went out on an
PS1.
adventure.
On a boat? On a boat.
Singing a old-timey song.
They stole a boat.
Very true.
But
Well, there was a guy driving it, so I guess, you know.
was there? I didn't see a guy driving it. I thought they just
Yeah.
stole a friggin' boat.
No, there's like this blonde guy driving.
Oh, that's right,
While they're
that's right.
singing.
They're driving
They're
around.
singing a song.
They're singing a song. They're speeding around, and then there's what I thought that thing it was floating in the water. I thought it was just like some solid thing in the water. They go
Yeah.
past, it's like a piece of wood. I'm like, you probably could have hit that thing.
Yeah.
So I was like,
the
oh man, they're gonna
manager's
do a
like,
jump.
Look out. Yeah, look out. And they're all waving at him like, hi.
Yeah.
I like that when it's like, what are they doing? It's like, oh, they're being spontaneous. Like, I told them before, if they're going to be spontaneous, they have to run it by me.
I love that when they're like all, rock and roll. No, rock and
Yeah.
roll is when you go to a hotel room and you throw the TV out the window.
Don't you remember being a kid, dude? Like, you know, rolling around the mud, scraping your knees. Yeah, the documentary crew is trying to follow them too. They're like on that little like
That
tugboat
crappy,
looking
yeah.
thing. That water is so green, and it's like, why?
I don't know.
Like
I don't
when
know
it's,
if
like,
we've
being
got
picked
anybody
up from like the boat. It's like so fucking green. Like I don't know if it's because like it's a sea in the north or whatever, or if I don't know, but it's a very green body of water.
pollution. I don't know.
Maybe it
I
was
hope
St.
not.
Patrick's Day and they just
Oh,
dumped a bunch.
they had dyed the water. Is that a
They
thing
dyed
that
the
they
water.
do there?
I don't know. I feel like it's only a dumb American thing.
Yeah,
Like, put
I
a
do
bunch
too.
of green in the water and kill things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but then they crash. You're right. There's that thing, and they swerve, and one of the kids, and then Victoria falls off.
Yeah.
Turn around. Like on Elsie's like, I'll save him, and she does like the worst fucking dive.
Yeah. And it's just, well, there's not really any point to her diving in the water.
They make it to the things like, man, that was fun. We made it. You mean I got wet for nothing? I love how Victoria screams, "Get me out of here!"
Yeah.
It's like, this dress is dry cleaned only. And
I love how pissed she is, like, for the rest of the time.
And she's like the only one not singing on the boat. She's just like
Yeah.
sitting there while everybody else is doing something. I love when they're pulling her back up. And Mel B's like, oh, do you want to wear this? She's like, I'm not that desperate.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the creepy bald
creepy
guy was
guy,
in the
yeah.
water. He's like, the scuba thing. And this was one of my favorite transitions. Once again, something that made me laugh really hard out loud. It does a spin to, like, the guy on the TV transition, but the manager's hitting the top of the TV, so it stops spinning.
Oh, yeah.
So fucking funny. He's like... Also that newspaper transition where it was like spinning and then the knife gets stuck into it and it's just like spinning in place and he's just like throwing fucking knives at it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh man.
And then, is this when they kind of start, like...
Yeah, this is when they kind of like break up. So
Yeah.
they're going to get ready. And, you know, the manager's like, he brings up a very valid point of like, a lot of people are working on this.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people involved in making this show, and he's like her over here, she's working her butt off. She's like, please leave my butt out of this.
Yeah.
And me, I'm the one that's like, my bum's on the line. It's like, can we please not talk about butts or bums for 1 minute?
But I mean, like, yeah, he does, you know, but they're still about, like, you know, friendship and stuff, you know, and
Wanting to
isn't
see their
there
friend?
Yeah. Because doesn't she start having the baby? When is that?
That's later on. So like this, they're having like that fight with him, and there's something that like I noticed second viewing. Because spoiler alert, at the end, towards the end of the movie, Mark McKinney is like pitching the new version of the movie, and it's just the movie that we're watching. And there's a part where like Jerry's like, "Oh, yeah, well, maybe we will go home." And then Emma's like, "Why'd you say that?" She goes, "I don't know. I just like thought of it and said it." So it's like part of it's like, was that being written during it? You know, like that's something that he's workshopping and like it's like controlling that what's going on. You know, kind of a thing. Like, I don't know.
Well, that's
why,
kind of
it's like,
sort of how it felt toward the end, especially with like the bomb thing.
oh god.
Because, but then it seems like, oh, just okay, fine. There's no bomb.
Yeah.
But then like there is a bomb.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yes, spoilies. There's a bomb. They've split up. They're kind of just.
They're on their
off to-
own at their
yeah,
homes, you know.
Yeah. Just kind of bumming out,
And they have
thinking
a flashback.
thinking about. Oh yeah, they all have the same flashback of them like. Is it a restaurant? What is that?
It's like a restaurant, coffee shop or something, or like a diner, and they like live there for free. Because they're all like struggling artists, which is funny because it's like definitely not how they started, but it's just like an over the top like
yeah.
origin story of the Spice Girls, you know. How about we'll pay you back when we become rich and famous?
Yeah.
We're making music. Is it any like hip hop or jazz or anything? I don't know. I'm only a jazz guy.
Yeah, I like jazz. And then they do.
This is when they do want to be.
Yeah.
Their new song, which like it almost seemed like it was an actual demo version of it or something.
That's what it seemed like because of the way the music sounded.
Yeah.
And then I kind of
like,
thought to myself, I'm like, I wonder who, like back in the day, like if you were okay, well even now, like if you're gonna like trying to be like a like boy band or girl band, like who makes the music? Is there somebody in the band that makes music? I mean,
That's
I'm not
true.
saying that you can't, and nowadays
Yeah.
especially you could, but I'm
Oh,
curious
yeah.
about back then, like where did they get their like, where did they get that? Where did they get
like,
Wannabe?
did they write the music to that, or did one of their buddies like
Yeah.
write the music and the synth and bass or something? Like who knows?
Yeah,
I'm
'cause, I mean,
interested in
it's-
that version of the story.
It's put together well, so I'm just like, oh, did you guys? I mean, okay, yeah, this is like probably kind of a like baloney like origin story, but
Because probably in reality, it was just like a producer, and he's like, "We got
Yeah.
this song already written, sing it."
but I'm also I've always been kind of curious about like bands like that, like vocal bands like that. Like, how do you start up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys are just chilling together and you start like singing.
Like I know, like One Direction was like made by Simon Cowell.
Yeah,
Because I think all those dudes like tried out separately on X Factor or whatever, and he's like, all of you suck individually, but if you come together, you'd be good. And they're like, okay, and he was right, because then they made One Direction, and he's like, yeah, you're welcome. So it's just like the same thing. It's like, oh, all of you girls are pretty good singers, but we'll put you together, and it's gonna be like,
and then it'll be the best.
so yeah, they all have the same moment of like, oh man, look how far have we changed, and they all go to the same place, the old diner, coffee
The
shop.
old diner, yeah. And they're like, wow, look how.
It's like it's like all boarded up, and then they're like, wonder what happened to him. We owe him a cup of coffee. Okay, let's go get some chips. And I was like, but what happened to him?
They're like, screw it.
We never find out in the movie. Did he die? Like, what happened to the business? Like, he never got paid back his coffee, and he like, owed so much money.
He put them up for so long, he went out of business. They're like, let's go get some chips.
Well, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, man, that was so long ago, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I like how the even the the title card from the flashback. It's like a very long time ago, and it's probably like 2 years or something like that. And this is the problem. Oh, so like, so they're eating.
Didn't that one girl or their other manager lady like set that up though? Like, wasn't she there as well? And like, oh well, she was the one.
Their friend. She was eating with them, and she was telling the guy who owned the place like, oh, they got this new song, and she has the boombox, and they're like, hit it, and she hits the play button on it, because they've all been mates forever.
Yeah.
They're all the godmothers. I forgot that.
Oh yeah,
too.
that's right.
She's like, I can't pick one. You're all my best mates, so you're all the godmother.
Yay.
So they're eating chips, and this is a problem I have. I have never been to England, folks. But, like, everything I've seen is, like, they put the french fries in, like, a wrapper, but then wrap that in newspaper, and you, like, eat it out of the newspaper. That's fucking disgusting. I hate the smell of newspaper, and now these fucking french fries, not chips, are gonna taste like newspaper? What the fuck is wrong with you? You already have it wrapped in, like, it looked like tissue paper, and then they put it in a newspaper. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Newspapers smell awful, and you're like, oh, let's get this ink and dusty fucking paper all over our chips, mate. All right, that's my rant about England. Sorry, folks. You may have made good people and Spice Girls, but get your fucking food down, all right? We all know you make shitty food. Chips. Crisps. Crisps are chips. Chips are french fries. Biscuits are cookies. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Because what do you call a biscuit? A scone? And then what do you call a scone? Like, Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Oh, yeah.
No wonder we left.
Just couldn't deal with it anymore. It was just a bunch of people that were just like, why?
This is dumb. These are crisps, mate. No, they're not. You know what? Fucking tired of it. Let's leave.
Let's just leave.
And when they got to the new country, they're like, okay, rules we're setting right now. We'll figure out the independence, all that shit later. But first things first, these are french fries.
French fries.
These are chips. What do you call cookies? Cookies.
Scones.
And these are biscuits.
Yeah. They're thick. They're what you would eat with like biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, scones and gravy. Gravy, and they probably don't even have gravy. They just put like beans on it or some shit. Beans and toast is a thing. So I'm sure beans
awful.
And scones is the thing.
Like, what are you doing? Like, just use a tortilla. Like, come on, dude. It's still white bread.
Oh, really?
Why do you want
that's too exotic for us.
No, it's not. Why do you want soggy ass bread? It's gross. Oh well, it's toasted. It's still gonna get soggy. You're putting beans on it.
It never looks toasted. It always looks so pale. Like, would you guys like put it above the toaster while it was on for a quick moment? So toasted, all right.
It's just warmed bread.
Put these room temperature cowboy beans all over them. Yum.
They probably don't taste as good as cowboy beans.
Oh yeah, no.
Cowboy beans.
We got Bush's baked beans.
Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Anyway, rant aside, they're talking about friendship and how, like, oh man, all we worry about is, like, we used to worry about where our next meal's coming from. Now we worry about if our next song's gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
And they do that great cutaway with like Stephen Fry as like this old judge. And I like how he mispronounces like 3 of their names. He's like Melvin B, Melvin C,
yeah,
Gary. You're guilty of your song not having a fat, funky bass line. Not as good as your originals. Your punishment, you'll be on the bottom 100 for a day and forgotten.
Yeah.
20 years of being on Taiwan talk shows talking about how you used to be famous. May God have mercy on your lip gloss. We should go have we're friends. She's going to have a baby soon. We're fucking godmothers. We should treat her like a friend. Let's take her out, get drunk.
Well, they want to go to the club. Because they're like, oh, we got to show you. Screw it. Let's just go out.
He's going to be so mad if he finds out we've been out all night. What are we waiting for?
yeah, and then they go to the club, and then is that like one of their songs that they're like
It's
singing
one of their
and dancing
songs,
to?
yeah.
I was
And
gonna
it's
say.
I love this song. And I like when like they're like walking down the stairs, and Victoria's like, "Can anybody please tell me what the dress code is?" And it shows like cuts to like people and like weird fucking like
Weird leather stuff and like
leathers and stuff like that. And then yeah, her friend starts going into labor, and they see her up there,
yeah.
and they're freaking out, and they're like, "Call an ambulance." She's like, "It's too late for that." She's like, "Okay, never mind." And I like Victoria's like, "Maybe it's something you ate." She's like, "I don't remember eating a baby." And they run out to the bus, and they're like, "We gotta go. We're having a baby." He's like, "All of you?"
Yeah, all of you?
One of the great fucking lines. So like they're on the bus, and she's like giving birth. She's like, just, and like how like most of them have like gloves on, and like Victoria puts like an apron, and like deep breathing. She's like, "Not you,
Not
Victoria." She's like, I think I know how to do childbirth. I read a book about it once. We got to put her legs together. And she's like, "It's a little bit late for that. She should have done that 9 months ago." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh. Well,
It's
she's
too late
even
for that."
she's making her friend laugh too.
They're like, "Don't make me laugh." She's like, "Yeah, you make a laugh, it's gonna pop out. Stay in there. We're not ready for you yet." Oh, and this was a great like this is the part of the movie where like Victoria really got to shine about how like dumb she is and have good fucking lines. Like hospital scenes, like great for her. Is like they're in there and they're like push. Like what else is she supposed to do? And the nurse comes in. She's like, is she? What was it? How dilated is she? And Victoria goes, "Not very. She only had one gin and orange or gin and tonic."
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. And then her other one is the family that comes up and it's like, "Oh, our son is unconscious. Maybe you guys can come up and talk to him." It's like, "Hi, it's me, Mel C." It's like, "I'm Ginger," or I'm Jerry. And she's like, "And I'm Victoria."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's like, you don't have to scream at him. He's not deaf. He's just unconscious. Maybe you should take your top off, Jerry.
Well, there's no use in doing that. He won't see it anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
I like when like she suggests like maybe you should take your top off, Jerry, and it goes to the dad. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, totally,
Yeah.
totally awful." So then yeah, their friend's in the middle of having a baby, and they're sitting there with her, and it's the next morning, and the manager is very asshole to the girl that he had a passionate night with before, and she calls up one of the girls and like, "Yeah, we're here. She's having a baby. We can't a baby. She's having a
Yeah.
baby.
She's having
Baby.
a baby.
Baby. We can't leave. She's having a baby."
She's having a baby.
And I like when the manager calls, like, we'll call you back. I don't know when we'll be there. Like, he comes out and he shouts, like, how long does it take to have a baby? It's the 90s. And then what I thought was funny was, like, the nurse comes in. She's like, "Hey, I'm off duty." It's like, "What are you doing tonight?" She's like, "I'm going to go see the Spice Girls concert."
Yeah.
I was like, "Did you not see the 5 of them sitting there?
Like, dude,
They're right there.
they're right there.
You don't got to go to the concert. They're right there in this room."
Yeah.
I mean, she had a long shift. Maybe she's just like, I don't know, these fucking ladies have been loud all night, whatever.
Yeah, they're in here.
I'm going to go see the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Little did she know.
They were right there the whole time. Well, I don't know. I feel like there was something said that she kind of thought that it was them, and she was like, "Well, if they make it there on time."
That's right. She's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go see the Spice Girls show." He's like, "Oh, hopefully."
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, hopefully I'll see you there or something she says
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I think she does say something where it's
Yeah.
like, you should make a bigger deal about, like, being there with them. Like, get their autographs at least, you know?
Yeah.
Snatch your opportunity.
But I mean, at that point, I felt like, hey guys, like, there's a shitload of people. Like, I mean, even this person, like, I would feel pretty, like, if I was one of them and I was chilling there with, like, someone who was pregnant or even just someone in the hospital and they were like, "Oh, well, I got to get out of here. I'm going to see you guys." I'd be like, really? Like, that's That's fucking cool. All right,
Even the
well, we'll
friend
see you
says
there.
that.
Yeah.
Even the friend's like, you don't have to wait. Like, come on, guys,
Yeah.
just go.
Yeah. No, we're
And she
friends.
has
We
the
have
baby.
to. We have to.
After you have a baby,
Yeah.
when I say go, go. When they have the baby, she has the baby,
Yeah.
and she's like, now that's girl power.
And it's a cute little baby. And then one of them gets to, like, I can't remember which one gets to hold her first, and then her mom gets to hold her.
Yeah, Jerry holds her first. She's
Yeah.
like, that's girl power, and then hands her over. It's
Yeah.
like, that's a pretty cool bragging, right? You get older, and you're like, you know who the first person who helped me was after I was born?
Ginger Spice.
Ginger fucking Spice. Who held
Yeah.
you? Oh,
Actually,
your mom?
Actually, all of the Spice Girls were there when I was born. They were in the room.
Don't want to brag, but
Yeah.
Spice Girls watched me be born.
They come to my birthday. No big deal. My mom
Oh, who
hangs out
comes
with
to your
them.
birthday? Oh, your peepaw memo? Oh.
Oh, wow. You know who's at my birthday last year? Ginger Spice.
All 5 of the Spice Girls.
Yeah. What did we do? Played PS1.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick. They have a huge bus. The inside's
Yeah.
like the TARDIS. It's ridiculous.
And we're just playing PS1 nonstop.
Yeah.
This is when he's pitching the movie
Oh, yeah.
that we're watching as the movie. When he's like, you know, their friend has a thing, and they you know, it's they have to get on the bus. It's a race against time, and like the bus driver's not on there. So then like Victoria ends up driving it and like speeding and screaming. Like, I love when she's yelling. I don't know what it is about seeing like Posh Spice just like fucking screaming at people in traffic. I was like, that's funny. And like, I like that when he's suddenly like, and then they're on the bus, and the manager's like, why are they in the bus? He's like, that's the rules.
Yep.
And then they're slipping off. And then a car filled with 2 nuns stops in the way, and then they stop and fall into the car.
Yeah.
And then they feel safe, but that's not even the worst of it. What's the worst of it? They didn't see the bomb yet.
Yeah, and they open that little hatch. On the... Oh,
It's like,
whoa.
a bomb, man. They've been through enough. They don't need to suffer
Yeah.
anymore. It's like, all right, there's no bomb. And then there's the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming up. He's like, they're going to be 70 miles an hour, and they're going to jump this bridge. And the guy's like, sounds expensive. And then it like cuts to like a little model.
toy bus.
And he's like, never mind. And I like how that's what they used in the fucking movie, too.
I know.
Like the little bus jumping over, and they're all like acting like, whoa.
Yeah, what?
Like, they can't believe it. We can't believe it. And he's like, and then they're driving through, pigeons flying in the air, people jumping into fountains. And they race up the steps, and they come through that door over there. He starts talking, you lied to me.
Yeah.
I'll rewrite it. And then they show up, and the cops start, and he's like, oh, coppers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he's like, reckless speeding, flying a bus without a license, and frightening the pigeons. Emma, go do your thing. I don't know what to say. We're really sorry. We won't let it happen again. Like when he's like,
Yeah.
ugh. And this
then-
part, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
This part I loved. It was like the manager's just sitting there in silence. And the documentary dude's like, he's like, this is perfect. This is what documentaries are. It's just silence. And the manager's like, okay, here's the plan. The band starts playing. The crowd starts freaking out. The lights come on. I'm center stage. And I hang myself in front of everybody. And my last words are, I hate the Spice Girls. And they all show up. And he's like, I love those girls.
Yeah.
Just like, and then I hang myself.
Yeah.
And that's how like British this movie is, because it's like I had never seen it, and I was like, oh, it's a movie for like kids who like
Yeah.
the Spice Girls. No,
No.
it is not. Like kids can enjoy it. It's fun for kids. But
I
it's
have a
also-
feeling that most kids that saw it back when we were kids, like most of it just went right over their heads.
Yeah, but they still had fun in the other parts, like the
Yeah.
aliens, the songs, the goofing around, you know,
Yeah.
and like.
Like, and then us, man, I want to be playing PlayStation 1 with the Spice Girls.
Yeah. There was a part when he's describing them driving, and, and then he drives by Buckingham. They drive by Buckingham Palace.
Oh, yeah.
Prince Charles is there, and the Queen's like, "Look, Mummy, it's the Spice Girls. They're going to be on TV soon." And she's like, "Oh, is that the posh Spice driving?" And what I wanted so badly, and this would have just skyrocketed the movie for me, if Scott Thompson was the Queen, if they
Right?
cut in
Oh
there.
my
It's kind of
God.
like, "Oh, hello." Like, "Oh, it's the Spice Girls. Is that posh Spice?" It's like, oh man, that would have been absolutely perfect. And then they play the show.
Yeah.
And they play a song. I've known it before. Spice Up Your Life. And then something about karate, fighting, I don't know. And this is when I noticed, like, and this might sound like I'm dogging on them. I'm not. What I really enjoy about the Spice Girls is, like, they're not the greatest of dancers. Like, they're good at dancing, but when they, like, do dancing in unison, they're not, like, solid and together like boy bands are and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool. It's, like, not about the dancing. It's just, like, them having fun. Like, they'll do some choreographed stuff, but most of it's just, like, them
Just
dancing around.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking cool to me. Like, I know they have dance moves. They do dance moves, but it's, like, not about that.
Yeah.
It's, like, and they're not, like, spectacular at it. I mean, some of them are, but, like...
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Ginger. As great of a dancer as I am. You're actually better than me, but...
I guarantee all of them are better than me.
Oh, yeah. But at least I can look like a character version of you. It's as close as I'm going to get to a Spice Girl, is looking like a very cheap rip-off of a Spice Girl.
Same.
But just getting that little bit close to it is enough for me.
It's for you out there. It's for the entertainment of our fans.
A little bit. It's also for me.
Yeah.
I do. Not my first time dressing like a woman, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not.
And it sure as shit won't be the last.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. It won't.
No. I'm going to just say that on the record
It's just-
right now.
it's just
not
won't.
gonna be. Yeah, they play the song. Everybody's happy, having a good time. And then this movie does another genius thing, is when the credits are rolling, it's like the one shot of like behind the scenes, and it's the people playing themselves talking about the Spice Girls movie they're going to be in.
Yeah.
Like the managers is like, yeah, I'm playing their manager. He's like, I don't know, I just scream on a phone the whole time. He's like, I hope this doesn't ruin my career.
Yeah.
And Alan Cummings is like, oh, they said don't want the Scottish accent. That's fine, but why do I have to do the chest hair wig?
I like how that's what he keeps talking about for the rest of the time, and everybody's just ignoring him.
He's like bringing it up to everybody. He's like, but what do you think about the chest hair? And it's like,
Or the guy that's like the bad guy.
yeah. I'm really worried about like people on the streets gonna beat me up or something.
It's like, and also like, I just have a change of heart.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. He's like, oh, you know, being beaten up like, is an artist's, dream to be hit on the streets, you know. And then when Emma's like, I have an idea for a scene of like, what if I get really angry and I get to slap somebody like Victoria?
Okay.
All right, because earlier in the movie, that's right when
Yeah.
they're having the. She's like, I'm gonna faint. She's like, no, you're not. She's like, hit me, and then she's like, bam. And then she's like, Mel B's like, I have this saying I want to do. It's, I'm not from London, you know. And he's like, huh, that's funny because you are, right? And then just like walks off.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm from Leeds.
Oh, and then they like lean into the camera and talk to the theater audience.
The audience.
Oh, and then like at home audience as well.
Yeah. At first the theater, I'm like, look at those two snogging back there. And it's like, oh, I like your dress. And yeah, get it. And then like, oh, you guys watching this at home? It's like, isn't there anything better on the telly? And I was like, ooh, nice. They're good at poking fun at themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I think people are probably thinking now? What happened to the bomb on the bus? And then,
Oh
like,
yeah.
blows up. Such a fucking goofy ending to it. And it's like, I wonder always why people sit around and watch the credits in movies. Yeah, you know, it's like the anti-climax thing of it, of like, you know, finally movie's over and you gotta go back home to your boring lives. It's like, Jesus.
Like,
dude.
ouch.
Okay, we're not all Spice Girls. We don't all end our day with being Spice Girls, all right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Some of us need the escapism of a pleasant movie
Yeah.
to forget that I'm not a Spice Girl.
Yeah, because I have to wake up every day knowing I'm not a Spice Girl.
I wake up every day looking like some dumb pink-haired dude who curses way too much on screen, and who sometimes sounds Canadian when he says certain words, and is an idiot. But for once, one brief moment in my life, I get to be a Spice Girl. I get to be something.
Yeah.
I get to feel complete. For one night.
Yeah.
I'm not Dylan. I'm not a piece of shit, dumb idiot. I am Ginger Spice. Oh, I wanted to ask a question before we promo and do the review. Who is your favorite Spice Girl?
Ginger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why?
Why? Because I think she's pretty hot, but also I like how she is always like, I love the random facts. And I like when she does talk to like that dude, she's just talking to him about like, just some other random like fact about stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh, and like, and then when we start talking to guys, they just like clam up and it's like can't talk anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta go to the toilet. Yeah, I like that. She's like really smart.
Yeah.
It's a hard one for me because like watching this movie before, and I still think it is. I'm gonna go with it. I think a Sporty Spice for me. I think she has the best voice. She has a very unique, cool voice. Like when she's doing like the main singer, like backup singing, she's got a great voice.
I enjoy her accent.
Yeah, Emma.
She's the one that says baby.
Yeah, her and both the males, baby, Emma. Yeah. But yeah, I think Sporty's my favorite. But after watching this movie more, it's like I kind of like Ginger a lot.
Right.
Just her personality. She's funny.
Yeah.
She has a lot of dumb facts, which I was like, hey, I'm full of dumb facts too.
Like I love that stuff.
Especially
I love random like
movies.
facts. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say facts about movies and just random shit all the time, and people just be like, at work.
I do that too.
Reaction,
Well, so that's what I do. Like this movie. Like, hey, like anybody who's like close, like next to me. Hey, have you ever seen Spice World? The 1998 movie Spice World with featuring the Spice Girls. Like it's got the Spice Girls in it. I didn't realize how much I would actually like it. There's like this one scene, and then I get that like whoosh,
glazed look in the eyes, just like. But you know who appreciates that? Viewers at home watching this. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have much time. We have a big old live show in front of trillions of people to go to. So we're going to make it quick. If you want to feel complete, true girl power, there's someplace you can go. Take it away, Mel.
Well, I don't know if you're going to feel complete girl power from us, but you might find it at projectnerd.com. That's project-nerd.com. You're going to find us there. It's a little bit of girl power. We're talking about girl power right now, that's for sure. But you're also going to find some other stuff, maybe some unboxings, maybe some cosplay, maybe some cosplay, maybe some other nerdy fun stuff.
Go check it out. Project-nerd.com. Check it out. Okie doke. Time for the review of Spice World. So I was but a wee lad when Spice Girls first came out. I'm not gonna lie. I was that kind of kid who's like, oh, I can't like that. That's like Spice Girls, even though they write great songs. Mm-hmm. Growing up as an adult, I finally watched this movie. My wife made me watch it, and I'm glad she did. And I loved it. And I am going through another phase of just wanting to listen to Spice Girls because they make great fucking music. And if you don't like it, you're lying to yourself because it's some fucking bangers. Like, I'm the leader of the gang. Fucking cool song, people. Sorry. Out of that rant. Very fun movie. Very surprisingly fun. Fucking hilarious. It's not what you think it's going to be. You think it's going to be like a movie for teens and like goofy stuff, but it's not that at all, and that's what's so fucking enjoyable about a Spice Girls movie. So I'm gonna stop flapping my trap. I'm gonna give this movie 10 double-decker Spice Girl buses out of 10. I love it.
So this is my first time seeing this movie. I was also quite young when it came out, so of course I was like the boy, like, oh boy, but that's a girl movie. I don't want to watch that. And again, they write amazing music, so joke's on me, I guess. But yeah, this movie was awesome. It was funny. It was goofy, and like all the like '90s ways it could possibly be goofy. And that's what made it awesome. And I realized that I like the Spice Girls more than I like. I already kind of liked them, but like after seeing this, I was like, this is like kind of solidified. Like, yes, I'm a Spice Girls fan now. I am going to give this movie a 9.5 cat ears.
Ooh, cat
out of 10.
ears. I think what it was really enjoyable about this movie is like they're really good at poking fun of themselves, not taking it serious, and just like that's what made it truly really good, because they were able to like make fun of themselves, be good sports about it, and just have fucking fun as friends.
Yeah.
And if only little versions of us could see us now, dressed as the Spice Girls, ranting and raving about how great Spice World is, how much we love their music. I'm going to tell that younger version of me, you're a fucking idiot. Grow up.
Yeah.
I mean, you will eventually.
Yeah.
Just grow up now. Get it done with.
You don't know what you're going into, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have thought if I saw myself dressed like wow, so you have like a big mustache, but okay.
Very surprised about this movie. Thank you, Christine, for the recommendation.
Thank you.
Awesome movie. Awesome season. Very, very fucking fun. Season 8 was a blast.
It's in the books now. It's a little sad.
It's a little sad that's over.
It's funny because when we do it, it doesn't feel like it's going that fast, but then boom, here we are.
End of the season. And I don't want to cry because this is not waterproof makeup, so...
Mine is.
I didn't get the waterproof. I wasn't expecting to cry. But we want to thank all of you from the bottom of our hearts for watching our show.
And for all the movie suggestions. We saw some stuff we'd never seen before, and we saw some really cool stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Please continue watching the show and tell all your friends. And I don't know why you watch the show, but I'm glad you do. And we dress like this for you.
Yeah.
Also a little bit for us, but mostly for you.
So hopefully you're watching us. But I mean, if you're just listening to, that's fine.
That's fine too. But please watch us because we look beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Two Guys, One Film, and for Season 8, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
And we'll see you next season. Go Power! Woo!
I mean, meow!
Oh yeah, we're also freezing ourselves, so...
There's that, yeah.